years, LEGO has made many Death Star sets, and depending on when you're watching this, we are on the heels of another Death Star releasing, so now is the best time possible to do a ranking video on every LEGO Star Wars Death Star set ever made, starting out with the UCS Death Star II, and this one is full of nostalgia, I'm sure, for a lot of people. It was definitely ahead of its time, and the biggest complaint I can see with this set is the stability issues, and that's to be expected with this set of this size being from one of the first LEGO Star Wars sets ever made. If they were to redo it today, I'm sure between techniques, part usage, and everything in between, it would be a lot more stable and a lot better, but I still do love this set, and I have a soft spot for it. I would love to have this set for my personal collection, but unless that price comes down, I am not sure if that will be possible for me because it's just more money than I would like to spend on it, but I will be putting it in the B tier. I'm a huge fan of it, and I would love for them to remake this set as a modern day UCS set. The Planet set, if you want to call it that, with the TIE Interceptor and Death Star, is going to fall into the C tier. I'm not crazy about this style of set. I can personally go without it. There's a reason we don't have any more Planet sets on shelves, and if LEGO were to release this currently today, I don't see myself going out the door on day one, if at all, to buy this set unless it was for some crazy cheap price, and I said, you know what? Let me buy it. It just doesn't interest me all too much. Cool concept, just not something that's for me. In 2020, we saw the gift with purchase of the Death Star Trench Run, and this is really cool. You know, I feel that the gift with purchases have been on a bit of a heater as of late, and LEGO did have a small window of time when they would do these downscale dioramas that we saw with Tatooine and Hoth, and I really like those, to be honest with you. I know they didn't have minifigs like many people wanted, but it's hard to complain about something that I think looks really cool, like a miniature scene or display like this. I'm a fan of it. I will also be putting it in the B tier, and I would not be opposed to them coming back to this style of set in the future. Maybe not as a gift with purchase, but as an actual set on shelves in a very much downscale size. Speaking of gift with purchases, we have 2023's Death Star II, which I absolutely loved. I actually have it right here above me on a shelf. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this is one of my favorite gift with purchases for the May 4th promotion. I think the only thing it was missing was a minifig, and I don't even think the minifig included, if they were to put one, had to be exclusive. They could have done a Darth Vader, a Palpatine, a Royal Guard, a Stormtrooper, whatever, and that would have bumped it into the S tier for me, but instead I will be putting it in the A tier. I'm a fan of it. It was just missing that one fig to go alongside on a little display stand that would really just jump it to that next level of elite status for LEGO Star Wars gift with purchases. And it really sparked that whole turnaround for the May 4th promotions, I feel, because the last few years have been absolute heaters for GWPs. Some of my favorite sets are these Death Star scenes in a playscale form, as I'm sure they are for many of you guys. And the Death Star Final Duel from 2015 is another one that I really like. A nice build, a nice way to change up the display or add a ton of playability to the set. Great minifigs and everything in between. I'm a huge fan of it, and I want to put this in the A tier. Maybe that's high, but this is a set that really speaks to me, and I would love for LEGO to revisit this sort of set in the future, especially since it has to do with the Death Star, and you know it's going to sell well. Anything with the Death Star will sell extremely, extremely well. And speaking of popular Death Star sets that will sell well, we have the 2008 UCS MBS Death Star, which this is one of my favorite ones. I remember when I was younger, I really wanted this set. I tried convincing my parents for years to get me it, and obviously it did not work. But it is one now, I believe it's around $1,000 new in box, which is the same price as the new Death Star coming out, and it's crazy how well this set has been just doing over time. No surprise there. I love this set. One of my all-time favorite LEGO Star Wars sets. And whenever I see it, it's just a part of my childhood. Going to the LEGO store, seeing it on shelves, just this big box, all these awesome figs, all these awesome scenes that you can recreate. And I'm sure myself and a lot of other people will tell you This is kind of what we were expecting or deep down hoping for with that new UCS set. I'm going to put it in the A tier for myself. It's just truly one of a kind, or I guess one of two, being that we got a similar but upgraded one, which I will touch on that one now with the 2016 version of this, which I'm also going to put in the A tier. Depending on the person, they might feel that the 2008 version is better than this, and vice versa. Me, I'm pretty split down the middle. I like them both. There are slight upgrades in the newer model, but I think that they're both very similar, and it's hard for me to pick which one I like more, being that you give me either or, and I will be extremely happy with both. You know what? If not, you know what? Give me both, and I will be even happier. Twice as happy, maybe. And then we have the Death Star Troopers Battle Pack, which I believe this one hasn't seen an increase in price too crazy since its release, and I believe it goes for like $40, $50. Not like we've seen with a bunch of other battle packs, but this is definitely one that it's all right. It's not the best battle pack in the world. It's not the worst, but I feel it's one that if you want to collect them all, this is where I'd probably start, as they aren't the most expensive of all time. And it's crazy to see that this has been retired for a few years now, and it is still cheaper or maybe slightly more expensive than a brand new battle pack with the 327th battle pack, when you would think since it's retired, more people want it, the price will go up, yada, yada, yada. But that is not the case. For me, I feel like it's middle of the pack. I'm going to throw it in the C tier, just not too crazy. Then we have the 2017 Star Wars Celebration Detention Center Escape. We have Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, both in their Stormtrooper uniforms. This is a really cool set. You know, it's not the craziest set in the world, but it has an exclusive factor that really brings it up to that next level. And not just Lego Star Wars fans. Star Wars fans in general go crazy for anything exclusive, and this is one of those perfect examples right here. Is this the best set ever? No, but it has an exclusive factor. There was only a limited amount of these ever produced, so fans are going to go crazy for it, and they will be willing to pay extreme amounts of money to get their hands on it. I'm going to throw it in the B tier. I like it, and I think that if Lego ever revisits the Diorama line, they definitely could do something very similar to this and make it a lot better, which I would love to see happen. The Death Star Escape is another perfect example of one of these big scenes that are into a playset, and we have the rope swing with Luke and Leia, some awesome minifigs included all around, a nice landscape for playability, displayability. It's one of those sets that I feel over time has aged well, and it will continue to age beautifully. So I feel if you want to get this set, pick it up now, even though the price might be higher than you want. It's only going to continue to get more and more expensive. I will put this also in the B tier. Big fan of it and can't recommend it enough. The Death Star Cannon is another set I really like. I'm going to throw it in the B tier as well. Two solid minifigs, some solid builds. This isn't anything that's extremely crazy to me. I feel if you want the figs, then you would go out and get the set. The builds, honestly, are cool, but it's not really the main drawing point to me for this set in particular. I like the scene it depicts and everything in between, but I think we've just seen some better sets over the years. The Throne Room Diorama set, one of my favorite dioramas of all time. I think this is probably my favorite diorama of all time, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. And I'm going to throw it in the A tier. I would love to throw it in the S tier, but I think that some personal bias just getting in the way there. I love the 3 figs that are included. I love the options, how you can display this. I love just how it all looks in this scale. It is so beautiful. It is truly just an elite set that Lego has made. The Death Star Trash Compactor. The more I look at this set, somehow the more I dislike it. I think that the main reason is the price of the set is too much for what you actually get. They easily could have cut down cost if on the backside they got rid of C-3PO and R2-D2, because when you're displaying this set, you're not going to be looking at the back of it. You're going to have it on your shelf against the wall, and you're never going to see 3PO and R2. Now, the reason Lego put those 2 extra figs in there is simple, so they can charge more money for it, even though you're never going to see them if you have it on display. You could have cut down $5 or $10 on this set by just taking them out. That really bothers me about the set. Even if they weren't included, I wouldn't like the set, but I just dislike the set even more because of that reason alone. And somehow this is going in the opposite direction. The more time I have looking at this set, the less and less I dislike it. I'm going to put it in the D tier. I just don't understand what they were thinking with that. Another diorama is the Trench Run, and I love this one as well. I think the Micro X-Wing, the Micro TIE Fighters were awesome. So much greebling here. I might be higher than this than most people, but I will be throwing it in the B tier. Boy, oh boy. The star of the show, the talk of the town in the Lego world with the UCS Death Star. $1,000 for this, and so many questionable decisions. You're not giving us the top quality minifigs with dual molded legs on your Imperial officers, C-3PO. You're giving us an insane amount of stickers for a $1,000 set, and for $1,000 there shouldn't be any restrictions. No stickers, dual molded legs on every fig, arm printing, and don't even get me started on the DLC, basically, as everyone's saying, that you need to go out and get this on day one, or maybe that first week, or however long supplies last, to be able to technically 100% complete this build. A lot of things anger me about the set, but I do like the concept. I see the idea, I see the vision, I respect it a lot. This wasn't my first choice for what I would want a Death Star of this size and price to be, but after listening to the designer interviews and listening to their thought process, I definitely understand the direction they were going, and I can applaud them for doing truly a one-of-a-kind Lego set, even though there's a ton of controversy around it. But that doesn't mean I am going to get this set and that I really like this set all too much. Like I said, the only way I will ever have this set is if it goes on a crazy discount. I'm talking 40 or 50% off for me to really think about buying it. And with that, I'd probably use my insider points, some of them at least, and get another few $100 off. Maybe get this set for $400 or $500, and I won't feel terrible about it. Or if Lego decides to send it my way for free, that would be much appreciated. But yeah, no, just nothing I am over the moon about. Maybe this can be like a Coruscant Guard gunship situation when, as time goes on, I do enjoy the set more and more. It has grown on me since I first seen the leaks of it and the reviews and everything in between. So I will be putting it in the C tier, and I don't feel bad about it at all. It gives it plenty of room to get better and plenty of room to also get worse. Another Death Star Final Duel set is here from 2020. And once again, another set I regret not picking up. I love this set. I think you could argue this is the best Final Duel set that Lego has made. And with all that being said, I will not keep you guys waiting. Some great minifigs, a great build, great play, great display. I'm going to throw it in the A tier. Big fan of it. I love everything they did. I know this retired in 2021, but I would love to see Lego remake this very soon. I think it's safe to say Lego has done a great job with their Death Star selection and the way they've gone about it over the years. And I think over the next 10 or 20 years, we are going to see a lot more great Death Star sets and improved upon Death Star sets of versions we've already seen. So let me know what you think about this list in the comments below. What would you change? What do you agree with? Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more Lego content, and I will see you in the next one.